This is a tutorial to make this pleated miniskirt. This skirt is inspired by the classic school uniforms. It's perfect for a university look or for your daily wear, combining the best of timeless style and practicality. The skirt has 6 pleats, giving it a traditional yet versatile touch. Its simple design makes it suitable for any color. In addition to this light gray skirt, I also made one in military green. First, you need to print the pattern at 100% scale. On the first page, you'll find a scale in centimeters and inches to check that the pages have been printed in the correct size. Next, put the sheets in alphabetical and numerical order without overlapping them. And tape them together. Now cut the pattern according to your size. Here you can see the 2 pieces of the pattern for the skirt. First, place the skirt pattern on the folded fabric. This piece is cut twice on the fold, just like the facing. For the facing, you need to cut the fabric and interfacing twice in the same way. You should have 2 pieces of each. The interfacing has a soft and stiff side. The stiff side is the one with the fusible coating, so it should be placed against the fabric. Now we will iron these 2 pieces. Put a piece of fabric on top to prevent the interfacing from sticking to the iron, and press until they are fully attached. When both facing pieces are ready, move on to the skirt. To make the pleats correctly, I've added these lines to the pattern. The one on the right side of the skirt shows the width of each pleat. Now cut again according to your size. Don't lose the pattern piece we just cut, because at the end of the project you can use it again to make more skirts. Fold the pattern in half and place it on one side of the fabric. The bottom of the pattern should align with the bottom of the skirt, as it is flat, while the top has a slight curve. Mark the first pleat using a Tailor chalk. This line should reach the mark on the pattern. I've size S, so I marked it to the second line. Do the same on the other side. The sides of the skirt have a 2 cm seam allowance. Mark the seam allowance on the side closer to the inside of the skirt next to the pleat lines. This will help to ensure that the pleats are as even as possible. Now we just need to mark the pleat in the center. To do this, place the pattern next to one of the last marks you've made. Once you've marked all 3 pleats, cut or fold the paper along the single line on the left side of the pattern. This line indicates the width of each interior pleat. Similarly, place it to align with the bottom of the skirt. You need to mark a line on each side of each pleat. This is what the fabric should look like with all the markings. And do the same for the back piece. Overlock all the edges of the skirt and facing. To make the pleats, fold each one along its center line, so that the side lines align perfectly, and place pins on them. As you can see, the pins align on both sides with the lines. Do this for all the pleats and sew them with a straight stitch. Once that's done, press them onto the skirt. Then sew the pleats at the top so they don't lose their shape. Now let's add the zipper. As you can see, this is an invisible zipper. It is recognized by its smaller, more discreet slider compared to traditional zippers. This piece is often hidden when the zipper is closed, which gives it the invisible look. There are many ways to insert this type of zipper, so I've added a 2 cm seam allowance on the sides of the skirt. This way you can choose whichever method works best for you. I will link 2 detailed videos with different methods for inserting invisible zippers in the description below. First, I will mark the seam allowance to know where to position the zipper. With the zipper open, place the right side of the fabric with the right side of the zipper. The slider should face the fabric, and pin them together. There are 2 types of presser feet for sewing zippers. This one is for invisible zippers. It has a groove that allows you to sew close to the teeth without touching them. And this one is for regular zippers. First, using the presser foot for invisible zippers, sew one side of the zipper from the top to the bottom, keeping it as close as possible to the teeth. And do the same on the other side of the zipper. Align the edge of the zipper with the edge of the other side of the fabric. Make sure that both sides are well aligned so that the zipper closes properly. Once both sides of the zipper are sewn, close it to check that it's well aligned. Then, with the zipper closed, sew the rest of the bottom seam starting right where the zipper ends. And for this, I would use the other presser foot. This is what the zipper side seam should look like. Now sew the other side of the skirt with a straight stitch. The next step is to make the hem at the bottom. Since the hem changed the shape of the pleats a bit, press them again to give them back their shape. The next step is optional. To make the pleats hold their shape long term, I sewed the sides of the pleats as close to the edge as possible with a straight stitch. And I did this with all the pleats. Next, we move on to the facing. Join the two pieces with the interfacing facing out and sew the side without the zipper. For example, if you sewed the zipper on the right side of the skirt, you should sew the left side of the facing. Now place the facing on the skirt and join the loose ends with the fabric of the zipper. Place pins along the edge and start sewing from the zipper up. Then continue along the waist, 1.5 cm from the edge of the fabric. And finish on the other side of the zipper. Once the facing is sewn to the skirt, fold it up and understitch the facing. This is what the seam should look like. Fold the facing inward and press this part again. The last step is to sew the center of the facing to the skirt, so it doesn't shift out of place. And that's it. Here's the result. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what content you'd like to see in the future. And don't forget to send me photos on my social media so I can see your creations.